All right. Happy hump day from me, little Junebug, and babies. All right, we're going to get this started. We'll wait 1 minute and we'll dive in. I hope you're having an incredible day and a good jump to your week. I am actually just getting back from a wild week of travel. I'm still feeling super sluggish, but I'm excited to get back into routine, only to do it all over again here in a couple weeks. I just went to a Creative South conference and got a chance to actually close down the stage on Saturday. It was kind of random. Wasn't planning on being part of the conference. I was just going as an attendee. But I got to be a part of the conference, which was dope, and end it. It's a pretty decent size audience. And then here in a couple weeks, I get to go to Crop Conference. What's up, Kyle? Good to have you here, brother. Come here, Jim. Yeah, so I get to go do it all again. But this week is all about finding a little bit of balance and finding my groove again. Yeah, I had a little bit too much fun. But we can dive in catching up on sleep. But I think I'm good. I'm ready to go. I got this one pretty dialed in. And let's go 10 more seconds, and then we will get started and get my cat out of the way. Junebug, what are you doing? Jeez Louise. It's like anytime I go live, she's like, oh crap, Dad's live right now. So I got to go mess with him. All right, here we go. Kevin's in the house. Let's get it. Cool. So if you didn't know, this is Coach Scotty.D.Russell. And in today's video, I'm going to convince you that you shouldn't be perfect and stop obsessing over quality, because being perfect isn't relatable, let alone achievable. And then tapping into quality doesn't happen without doing quantity. It takes quantity to get to your quality. So instead, today I'm going to be twisting your arms into focusing on small growth over time combined with imperfection. So say that one more time. The goal here is to focus on small growth over time combined with imperfection. And I want this to reduce the pressure of needing to have it all figured out now, and instead embrace the slow and steady grind of sucking and improving for big results. But before I dive in, if you find this video helpful, please consider liking this video so more people can see it and subscribing to the channel. With that being said, let's dive in. This is all about playing the long game. I'm going to break this down into 3 sections. So about playing the long game, getting 1% better each day or each week, and the power of compounding interest. And no, this isn't a financial overview lecture. It's going to parallel that, but it's not about money. So playing the long game. One of the dopest slogans I have heard from a brand on TV or a store that I've gone to is from Lowe's, the hardware store. And their motto, their slogan is never stop improving. I'm like, damn, I really, really like that. Because if you think about it, whenever you get a house, it's a nonstop project over the years as you continually tweak, you update, you renovate. And you don't just buy a forever home. It's very rare that someone's going to buy a forever home. I can't wait to live here for the next 30 years. And it's just magically perfect. And over that 30-year span, they never make any updates or changes. Just like, aha, here's the same fridge I will always have forever. Ooh, here's the same microwave and the same toaster oven and the same doorknobs, No, you're probably going to make some changes over time. So if you think about it, I parallel this to our creative pursuits. As that dream target and goal that you're pursuing and you're hungry to chase just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And for you and me, in our house that we're living in, even your apartment, you're going to be making changes to your apartment, your condo, whatever it is. But we're all just constant work in progresses in terms of our mindset, our crafts, our business acumen. We're always improving, never stop improving. So even figuring out what you don't want to do or what you're not good at, a lot of people feel like it's wasted energy, wasted time. And when in reality, it's not. Progress is progress. You have to do a lot of things. You have to try a lot of things to figure out the path you're supposed to pursue, the path that was meant for you. And I heard it recently. It's like we think this game is all about addition. Maybe I said this last week, but it keeps repeating up in themes that I keep hearing. But it's not about addition. It's about subtraction and finding out who we are at our core. and what we're meant to do and what our purpose is, what's fulfilling, what's the work that lights us up. We got to try a lot of different things and do a lot of different things, add a lot of different things to our plate, and then subtract to do less but better and really figure out who we are at our core. I think that's pretty dope. But that's the first part of this, is just like the mindset of playing the long game, because you're a constant work in progress and never stop improving. Pretty much the essence of what this is about today. So if we're pivoting to the next section, it's about being 1% better each day. And this 1% better each day, I got this from the concept, my favorite book right now, aside from The Alchemist. This is probably like my favorite core personal development book that's had the biggest impact on me and my business. But the book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's in regards to building successful habits, which, this 1% better each day is something I tirelessly shill on the regular to my students. It's like, let's get 1% better each day. Let's get 1% better each week on the things that we struggle with the most. And in this book, he states, small differences in performance can lead to very unequal distribution when repeated over time, especially through the lens of like competition and like business or sports or something like that. But you only need to be slightly better than your competition. But if you're able to maintain a slight edge today and tomorrow and the day after that, then you can repeat the process of winning by just a little bit over and over again. So a lot of us feel like we got to be just so far ahead of the competition, whether it's freelance or whatever it is, or within sports, or even with ourselves and competing with ourselves. Our cat is just going nuts in the background. So I apologize. I'm just like a little distracted here. Junebug, stop. But really, in reality, it's just about slightly improving. So like me in the gym, I have a trainer, and each week it's just like I'm getting a little bit better, a little bit stronger, versus like, man, I have to have these significant gains that I clearly see overnight in the mirror. It just doesn't work that way. I'm like 12 weeks into a new program, and I look at progress photos each week. Like each week, you don't see much of a difference. It's really weird. I got to stand in my underwear and take photos of myself each week. It's super uncomfortable. Like me getting on camera is hard, but me sending pictures of me and like my skivvies, my scalawags to some other dude who's on the other side of the United States, it's really weird. But week after week, you don't notice a big difference. But if I looked at week 1 photo compared to like week 12 that I'm in now, I'm like, damn, I look a lot different, It's 1% better each week in that department. It's 1% better each day in terms of mindset and discipline. Yeah. My cat's saying, Kyle says, if my cat can't be on camera, I'll be sure I'm heard. Yes. She always messes with me when I'm live. Always. All my other cats just chill on my lap, but this one just wants attention. So instead of feeling the pressure to have it all figured out, otherwise you're a failure. Like I'm sure you probably deal with that. Like, man, I'm not doing enough. I'm comparing my beginning to someone else's middle. And like for me, I met Chris Doe this last week at Creative South. We've connected before. He's been on the podcast. But oftentimes I like look at what this dude's doing and I'm like, damn, I'm not doing enough. And that's not fair. He's been at this a long time. He's 50 years old. I'm 33. It's not fair for me to like compare anything like that to him. So instead of feeling the pressure to have it all figured out overnight, otherwise you're a failure, I suggest focusing on the long game, the big picture, but also playing the short game in between. So yeah, here's the macro that I'm working toward each day, but I have to learn how to play the micro, in order to like keep myself in that trajectory. So I'm a sports ball dude. Love sports. I'm probably the biggest creative jack that you will meet. But think about it through the lens of sport. And maybe you can parallel it to something that makes more sense to you. But in order to have a winning season in sport, like that's the whole goal, is to win a championship. That's the macro. Or the macro could be to like have a dominant franchise dynasty. But in order to have a winning season, you have to win one game at a time. In order to win one game at a time each week, you have to then win within one practice at a time. You have to win within one lifting session at a time. You have to win with each film session at a time, which then dials down to one meal at a time, which also dials into one day of sleep at a time. So it's that 1% that we do each day of getting good sleep, eating really well, attending film sessions, working out in the gym, as well as like attending our practices and going all out for those, which then helps us win one game at a time, which then helps us have a successful season. That's what it's about. It's that 1%. You got to drill it down. You got to play the short game to win in the long game. So if you can prove 1% each day or 1% each week, how much progress do you think you'll have in a month or in a full year? So selfless plug here. Maybe you suck with something like time management. This is something that we're currently working with my 12-week students. Really diving into time management, prioritization, productivity, becoming a very productive, executing, badass machine. So with these students right now, they're like, man, I just suck with time management, or I suck with scheduling. I'm like, okay, what if we just got a little bit better each day? What if we applied one principle like planning your attack the night before? What do you think would happen in 21 days? How much would you improve in the time management focused productivity department versus feeling like you have to have it all figured out right now? What would happen in 21 days if we just continued to dial in this one thing? They would become massively better and radically change their business in terms of their focus, their productivity, their prioritization, their execution. So shameless plug here. If you're struggling with something like those three, time management, consider joining the 3-week Side Hustlers Coaching Bootcamp that's coming up in Q2. It's going to be taking place May 14th through June 3rd. It's twice a week, live group coaching calls, and we're diving deep in focus, prioritization, and productivity. And I'm going to rock you at helping you understand what's most important that's going to move your business forward and how to simplify the game to do less but better, and really get the most juice from the squeeze of what you're pursuing. That's at Lincoln's going to be in the description here, or sign up for the waitlist at Bootcamp Side Hustle. It is going to be a game changer, but I want to pivot to you. What is one area that you struggle with? What if you just got 1% better each day in terms of practicing your lettering craft, or writing subject headlines, or creating YouTube thumbnails? Like each week you got 1% better. That's me right now with YouTube thumbnails. It's just 1% better each week. I am in a season of starting YouTube from scratch. I realize I am not the best at this. My quality right here, I'm still trying to figure out how to get high quality live streaming to have a playback on YouTube that I can then create YouTube shorts and then YouTube reels. But I'm starting small. Each week I'm just creating the video. I'm showing up, figuring this process out, getting 1% better each day and each week with this process. And then I'll slowly scale it to the next part. But I'm going to see incredible results by the end of this year. I already know it, by taking this slow and steady approach of just sucking and improving. I am starting from scratch again, and I am a rookie again, and I am just embracing the suck and focus on improvement. So you will see incredible results by getting 1% better each day. And I'm going to get better 1% each day and each week with this new format. And why it will get better, why I will see big time results, is because of what some people refer to, or maybe it's Albert Einstein too, as the 8th wonder in the world. And that brings me to point number 3, which is the power of compounding interest. So Albert Einstein once said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. And yes, while mostly this is going to pertain to investing your money, like investing now. If you're in your 30s and you're not investing right now, you better get on it. This is the time. Like ideally in your 20s, your 401k, your Roth IRA, dare I say Bitcoin and crypto. Hit me up if you have any questions. I actually have some episodes helping you get started of paying off debt, saving, yada, 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 and leveraging that compound interest to set yourself up for the future. It's all the gross stuff that nobody really wants to teach us. You don't really want to learn, but it's so important. But regardless, this concept about compound interest with your money, it also holds true to anything that requires skill or effort or consistency and or patience. So for example, the power of compounding interest. I can parallel this to the Grand Canyon. One drop of water over time carved out the entire Grand Canyon. Like wild, right? If you think about how this applies now to your creative pursuits, showing up and just getting 1% better each day and each week, it's going to, in terms of growing your craft, it's going to compound one practice at a time. Each day I put 10 minutes into like learning the script alphabet within copperplate style. I don't know. But each day I put in like 10 minutes to just understand the structure of each letter. It's going to compound over time. You're going to get way better at lettering, which is going to improve your craft and improve the demand for what you do, improve the profitability that you get, improve the client size that you get, all because your craft compounds. So think about this through the lens of growing your confidence. Your confidence is going to compound and grow every time you share something that makes you uncomfortable. Every time you show up and share your face. My confidence has compounded immensely over the last 5 years at a minimum, when I started showing my face on my Instagram stories, started taking on public speaking, started doing like live stream video. This becomes routine. I remember just this is my 7th week of doing YouTube lives. I remember week 1, I was terrified. And now my confidence is compounding. I'm figuring out my process. I'm figuring out my routine. I'm figuring out my structure for these weekly lives. I'm figuring it out. My confidence is compounding. So every time you show up and put something out into this world or show your face and it makes you uncomfortable, your confidence will slowly compound. Do it for months, weeks, months, and years at a time. You're going to be a very confident creator who's also a professional, building the habit. Also through the lens of growing your audience. Every time you show up and you connect with one person at a time, it will compound over time. I'm not here to have a massive following. I don't care about that. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't care about hundreds and thousands or millions of followers. For me, I would like to build an audience of true fans and friends, as my friend Diane Gibbs will call it. I want people who know, like, and trust me, people who I can truly connect with. They feel like they know me and I know them a little bit. I'd rather go deeper than cast a wide net. So every time you have one interaction with someone on Instagram, maybe you get a new follower, you're not growing. Maybe you get one new follower a week. Imagine if you just reached out, DM'd and be like, yo, thanks so much for following me here. Like, I would love to connect with you, love to learn a little bit about you, and just like make myself available to answer whatever questions. What? Who does that? That would make such a radical impact on that one person. Now imagine they continue to follow you and all of a sudden they're reading your blog post and then they're sharing that blog post with their friends. And now that compounds. That 1% then compounds and they share it with their friends and then they share it with their friends and following. And now it's like true word of mouth of people finding you organically through someone else. One person at a time to grow a hyper engaged community. And all you need is a small hyper engaged community to make waves. So you don't need a massive following to be profitable, to find success, to enjoy what you're doing. You can really go deep with people. So you have an advantage if you have a smaller following. It's a perspective twist. So don't be perfect. Do not be perfect. Do not rush the process. 1% long-term, slowly suck. Actually, I would say quickly suck. Embrace the suck. Find something new to suck at each year, something new that's scary, and then improve. Suck and improve, suck and improve. Imperfect action leads to small growth, which leads to massive results. I'll say that again. Imperfect, not perfect, not hyper obsessed with quality. Imperfect action leads to small growth, which leads to massive results. I'm going to actually post this in the chat. Improving 1% each day radically compounds over time. Let's post that in the chat real quick. Boom. And then I'll pop it up on the screen too, so you can see it. Don't be perfect and rush the process. Imperfect action leads to small growth, which leads to massive results. Improving 1% each day radically compounds over time. Cool. And it's missing the format in my line breaks, but that's okay. So in conclusion, as we land the plane here, get your questions ready if you have some. But remember, perfection isn't possible nor relatable. Quantity leads to quality. And what I find most inspiring is watching like my creative peers over the years, like studying and watching them and just like figure out a path that works for them. And they've tried a lot of different things. They've sucked at a lot of different things and they found their groove because they've sucked. They continue to do less, but better. And they focus on what's working, what they enjoy, what their strengths are, what they want to improve on. And they just go all in on that lane. I got some friends, I've watched them do a lot of different things, succeed at a lot of different things, fail at a lot of things, and they stick with it. And each year they're like trying something new that'll grow their creative pursuits in their business. I'm like, that's what I hope people see when they follow my journey, is like, wow, he's done all these different things. He's not scared to try something new. He's not scared to fail. He embraces the suck, and he's constantly improving. He's just getting better, just increasing the dial 1% each day to get better. I hope people see that in me. So I truly don't know anybody that's figured out overnight. It's a slow and steady grind. And that's what I'm preaching here. That's what I'm living out and what I'm trying to put out with my own content. So it's about the slow and steady grind of playing the long game, getting better 1% each day, and compounding those sweet, 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 sick gains. Be patient and pursue progress, not perfection. All right, now let's jump into some questions here. I'll put that one more time. If anybody has any questions, or you just want to shoot the shit a little bit in chat, be patient and pursue progress, not perfection. So let me see. Did I miss anything in the chat? Okay. Leo's in the house. Leo, it was really, really nice to meet you at Creative South. That was pretty dope, as well as thanks for being in the Instagram live yesterday. Let's see. Mary's in the house. What's up, Mary? Mary says, stacking the small wins, indeed. Kyle says, compounding the confidence. That's huge. Yes. Yes. Just showing up, putting yourself out there, doing uncomfortable things over and over and over again. You're automatically going to build confidence, which compounds over time. Everything we do is just compounding. If anybody doesn't have any questions or any remarks or anything, we can wrap this one up early. That's totally okay as well. But I will be back, I believe, consistently from my calendar, same time every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Time. And I am going to just be sucking in this season. I don't have the bandwidth to go changing up my flow or trying something different. In the meantime, this month is just crazy for me. I'm already at my bandwidth. So I'm just going to continue to do what is working that I can tweak, and then I'll figure out the next step. Is it Streamlabs that I then use? And do I use Riverside or Zencaster to get better high quality videos that I can start making shorts and reels from? I'll figure it out. But if there's nothing else, then I will say have a great day. And yeah, I'll be on Instagram Live next week. I'll do my YouTube Live, and I do my Friday Solana NFTs over on Twitter. So that's going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time. And if you do have questions you don't feel comfortable asking here, hit me up on the side. And Kyle says, thank you for these lives, Scotty. Sorry about the cat chat comment. No worries. I can handle the distraction. So she got the memo. She went away. But have a great day. And yeah, hit me up if you want to connect. It compounds. Pursue progress, not perfection. Stop obsessing over the quality. Focus on the quantity. It takes a lot of crappy, turdy work to get to your best work. Find the gold. So put yourself out there. All right. Have a great day, and start thinking of questions you can bring ahead of time. And it doesn't even need to be pertaining to this. Also, yes, if you're struggling with time management, you want to get better at being productive, understanding what to focus on, consider joining the waitlist at bootcampsidehustle.com. Let me even drop it here, Bootcamp Side Hustle. I'll drop it in the chat. Especially if you want to work with me in a group setting, 3 weeks and find your people. Super affordable, super accessible. And this will be a game changer for you and let you experience the power of like what group coaching with me like in a setting, in a private setting. Yeah, it's going to be powerful. So yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. Have a great day. Love you. Peace.